World of Goo! This is one of those titles that I really wish I wasn't a family-friendly reviewer, since I have a ton of jokes for this game, but I can't use any of them. Ugh. World of Goo is a Wiiware game where you try and get a round bowl of goo up into a pipe. The goo can make small triangles that can be used in combination with other goo triangles to make a bridge to your goal. As confusing as that sounds, it's actually quite easy to play. There are 5 chapters in the game to play, 4 based on seasons and then an epilogue. Physics really come into play in this game, so you'll often have to deal with counterbalancing your goo towers. It's very easy to overextend your goo buildings and they'll all come tumbling down. To make things a little bit easier on the player, they have time bugs that can rewind time so you can fix one of your mistakes. To make some of the levels harder, they'll often put obstacles that you have to go around or use to your advantage. While each of the levels were different in style and objectives, they really only tended to come down to 2 different kinds: puzzle and bridge building. Puzzle levels were my favorite. It wasn't so much about figuring out how to get across the screen as it was about how to use the contraptions on the screen to help you get to the pipe. Sometimes the worlds are quite large, so you'll really need to look around. Bridge building levels were pretty much straightforward. Just keep moving your goo forward until you hit the pipe. They make these levels more challenging by making you use balloons to keep your goo bridges from falling down. However, if you don't counterbalance it right, you might hit the ceiling and pop the balloon, or make it so you just couldn't reach the pipe. They give you a certain number of skips, so if you can't figure out a certain goo puzzle, you can skip it entirely. Your objective in the 48 levels is to get a certain number of goo balls into the pipe. Any extra goo is sent to the Goo Corporation, which is an extra game where you try and build a tower as high as you can. You can compare your tower with other players all over the world to compete to make the largest yet stable tower. I really enjoyed the way the whole game was presented. Each of the worlds felt different with its strange yet engaging art style. Even the cutscenes were fun to watch, even if they didn't make any sense to me. If I had any negatives about this game, it would be the way you looked around the world. You moved your cursor up to the edge of the screen to move it in that direction, but it was so twitchy when reading it. The screen would often not scroll up and down when you wanted it to. Also, grabbing the goo that you would want would sometimes be a pain, if there were too many of them altogether. I wish there was a way to quickly choose which goo you wanted to manipulate. This isn't really a complaint, but I wish this game had a level editor. That would have been great. The game will take you about 4 hours to beat, and it has a great amount of replayability. In each of the levels, they also give you an optional objective like win the level in so many moves, or finish it in a certain time limit. The levels were extremely fun to play, and you will go back and retry them time and time again. Those above complaints were just minor annoyances when you're dealing with a game this good. Unfortunately, the game is $15, and I can see at that price making it hard for people to take a chance on this game. I know how they feel. I almost didn't want to try this game because of the price, but I'm glad I did. Download it now.